Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Want to get away? Well, the travel mess continues at airports across the U.S. this morning, with the CEO of Southwest Airlines is saying about the thousands of canceled and delayed flights.
The Supreme Court orders a pandemic-era public health protocol known as Title 42 to remain in place for now. Why the stay itself does not prevent the federal government from taking action.
Outside with live cam, cold again this morning, but not quite as cold, that's for sure. Down to around 41 degrees as we look back towards downtown. We'll have Sarah's forecast coming up. But first, we welcome back Stephanie Serna from Christmas Vacation. Hi.
Thank you. Good to see you. I know. Good to see you.
Missed you.
Missed you too. It's been a long time.
Yeah. So she was on the road the entire time. You're practically a trucker, right?
It felt like it, but when we were on the road, it worked out.
That's
surprisingly,
great.
35 was actually okay.
You traveled successfully. A lot of folks aren't. We're going to talk about that in length coming up. But right now, Sarah Spivey is in this morning from Mike Osterhage.
Hey guys, good morning.
Hi there. It's your Friday. Happy Friday.
Oh, happy Friday.
Thank you. Yeah, my weekend is Thursday and Friday. I actually get a lot done on my weekend when everybody else is at home or at work. So,
right.
Hey, here's the thing though. It's going to feel a lot warmer by this time tomorrow morning. In fact, a little bit on the humid side, though, too, unfortunately. Outside, though, right now, we're starting off in the low 40s in San Antonio. And here's the thing. I think that temperatures are going to get up into the 70s today because we're not really starting with clouds out there right now. It's mostly clear. It's 35 in Hondo, 38 in Uvalde, 41 in New Braunfels, 45 in Kerrville, 43 in Rock Springs. Closer view here, 41 at the airport, 46 in Helotes, and 45 in Kerrville. Today, mostly sunny skies. There could be some patchy fog out there right now, but by the afternoon, we'll be in the low 70s, and it's going to be breezy today. Winds from the south gusting up to about 25 miles per hour. Those south winds bringing in Gulf of Mexico moisture so that your Thursday will be pretty cloudy. So soak up the sun today. I'll be talking more about the clouds and the potential for drizzle tomorrow coming up in a bit.
Thank you, Sarah. This morning, a murder suspect is now in jail in connection with the shooting case from back in September. San Antonio police made the announcement on their Facebook page, and 28-year-old Javon Hardaway is under arrest. That shooting happened back on September 8th on Westward Drive. That is where police found the deceased victim. Police were able to identify Hardaway as a suspect, and a warrant for his arrest was issued. He was taken in by the San Antonio Police Department covert officers and the SWAT team.
4:32 now to the battle over migrants at the nation's southern border. Title 42 is that Trump-era policy that cleared the way for expelling at least 2 million asylum seekers from the United States.
As ABC's Morgan Norwood explains, the court says it should remain in law for now.
This morning, President Biden's first reaction to the Supreme Court decision that keeps Title 42 in place until the court reconvenes next year to decide the policy's long-term future.
In the meantime, we have to enforce it, but I think it's overdue.
The pandemic-era policy allows border officials to expel asylum seekers on public health grounds. The policy was set to expire last week, but Republican-led states appealed to uphold it, worried that without Title 42, a flood of migrants will overwhelm the border. Homeland Security warning that 18,000 migrants could cross the border every day. In El Paso, migrants are sleeping on the streets, enduring the cold, some sleeping under wet blankets.
If they continue to get in without being undetected, we're going to continue to have this population grow within our community. And so that is concerning.
The city recently declared an emergency. Large tents are now being built to handle the influx. These satellite images taken just 5 days apart last week show the rapid construction of one housing facility designed to hold 1,000 migrants. The Biden administration saying it's also added thousands of personnel at the border. But critics on both sides of the political aisle acknowledge whatever eventually happens to Title 42 next year, the problem on the border won't be solved until Congress takes action to reform the immigration system. Back in El Paso, many migrants are ineligible for city shelters, and others have said no to any help, fearing it could lead to deportation. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
This morning, Texas-based Southwest Airlines CEO Bob Jordan said he is truly sorry for the airline's failures over the holiday weekend that have lasted into this week. His apology follows thousands and thousands of canceled flights and what became a Christmas nightmare for passengers all across the U.S. Most major airlines canceled or delayed flights, but Southwest canceled more than 2,600 or more due to a system meltdown and staffing issues. The problems continue this morning with the airline canceling 62% of their flights for today. President Biden and lawmakers on Capitol Hill are promising to hold airlines accountable.
The man accused of shooting and killing rapper Takeoff has another hearing in a Houston courtroom today. Lawyers for Patrick Clark are trying to get his $1 million bond lowered. Clark is accused of killing Takeoff on November 1st. Police say Takeoff and his uncle were attending a birthday party in Houston when gunfire erupted outside a bowling alley. The 28-year-old artist was shot and later died. Investigators charged Clark after a month-long investigation. His bond was initially set at $2 million, and his lawyers argued that was excessive. They're now trying to reduce his bond even further.
435, 41 degrees.
A lot of people use VPNs as a way to stay safer online. We're going to tell you which ones work the best and which ones don't really do anything.
Spurs just couldn't finish things off against the Oklahoma City Thunder last night. A look at highlights plus a look at the Alamo Bowl kickoff set for tomorrow.
Let's look at the roads with TransSky looking over there at I-10 at Callahan. Things are moving, but pretty quiet at 4:36 a.m.
And outside with live cam, definitely another jacket morning, but we're finally going to warm up this afternoon in a big way. It warmed up yesterday, but today you will really feel it, and you'll probably be smiling. You're watching GMSA. 4:39, time for a look at morning sports. Spurs at the Thunder last night for San Antonio's seventh set of back-to-back games this season. First quarter, Keldon drives and misses. Sohan slams it back. 2017 Spurs. Thunder center Mike Muscala hits a three with 1 second left. They led 38-33 after one. OKC led by 10 at the half. Third quarter, opening seconds, Jakob feeds to Sohan for the slam dunk. First hoop of the second half. A bit later, Trey Jones steals a pass, then throws the ball to Jeremy for the fast break jam. Here it comes. SA trails 77-69. Closing seconds, Devin Vassell misses the fadeaway, but Josh Richardson tips it in. Spurs down 95-93 after three. OKC would open the fourth on a 12-3 run to put this game on ice. Thunder beat our Spurs 130-114, outscoring San Antonio 35-21 in that fourth quarter. All right, Spurs come back home to face the Knicks tomorrow night, 7 o'clock at the AT&T Center. Not long now till the kickoff of the Valero Alamo Bowl between number 10 Texas and 10th ranked Washington. The Longhorns practicing at Trinity University and looking to win their third Alamo Bowl in the last 4 seasons, 5th overall. Horns quarterback Quinn Ewers was told the last time Washington was at the Alamo Bowl was in 2011 when Steve Sarkisian was the Huskies head coach. That's when they lost a high-scoring game to Baylor, 67-56. Remember that one? Ewers was asked about his relationship with Coach Sark, who was a very good QB himself back in the day at BYU.
Coach Sark was a really good quarterback in college, and you know, it's cool to see because you know sometimes we'll see the same things and we'll see different things, kind of talk about it, and it's awesome because he has great input on on everything I do, and obviously he's been there, he's done it. But yeah, like you said, it'll be a cool game for him and a couple other coaches that came from Washington. You know, it should be a fun experience overall, and you know, I'm not going to predict anything, but it should be a fun game.
Yeah, if I had the hair, I'd do that haircut. That's for sure. On the flip side, Washington practicing at University Incarnate Word. Huskies offense getting ready to face a Horns D led by DC Pete Kwiatkowski, who was the Huskies defensive coordinator from 2018 to 2020 before joining Texas 2021. If I messed up your name, I'm sorry, sir. It's early. Kickoff of the Alamo Bowl set for 8 p.m. tomorrow night at the Alamo Dome. Oh, is it really 8 o'clock? That's late.
Super late.
Yeah, all right. It is what it is. That's a look at morning sports.
Time now, 4:41, and I was going to say 41 degrees.
Yeah,
it all matches, right? Many people use virtual private networks because they are supposed to be more secure, but is your information really protected? It may be giving you a false sense of security.
And as the holiday season winds down, why firefighters are still seeing a spike in fires caused by decorations.
And Welcome back. It's 4:44. With the holidays coming to a close, officials warning those festive decorations could pose a fire safety problem. ABC's Matt Gutman has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, how those holiday decorations could put your home at risk. This fire breaking out early Christmas morning. Sacramento fire rescue teams battling intense flames that ripped through the home, which they say started from an artificial Christmas tree with an electrical malfunction.
Within seconds that they were overcome by smoke and fire. One of the most common things I hear from homeowners when I arrive on a fire is they didn't think it would happen to them. And it does happen. And it can happen in your home too.
Between 2016 and 2019, the National Fire Protection Association says U.S. fire departments responded to an estimated average of 790 home structure fires per year that began with decorations. And coming up at 7 a.m., what you need to know to keep you and your family safe. With your GMA First Look, I'm Matt Gutman, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Online safety is a big deal, so people use things like antivirus software, those virtual private networks, also known as VPNs.
But as 12 on your side's Marilyn Morris explains, some VPNs may be giving you a false sense of security.
First, the basics. A VPN is a software service that routes data to and from your computer or phone through an encrypted tunnel. Elias Huerta has used one for months.
The number one reason that I got a VPN was to feel safer online in public places.
Sounds good, but testing by Consumer Reports found many VPNs don't live up to their claims.
When you are using a VPN, you are actually giving a VPN your data, and so there's a false sense of security where that VPN is able to access and use your data as they see fit.
Consumer Reports checked whether data was leaked and what the privacy policy said about how personal data might be used. Of the 16 VPNs tested, 3 came out on top: Mullvad VPN AB, iVPN, and Mozilla VPN.
These 3 VPNs did the best because they limited data sharing, they had accurate marketing messages, they included third-party audits of their programs, and they had open source code and modern protocols.
They say be wary of any VPN that promises to provide complete anonymity or to protect you from all advertisers, governments, or criminals online, or ones that offer military-grade encryption, which doesn't actually mean anything. Not everyone needs a VPN. One can offer protection if you're using free Wi-Fi at a coffee shop, but it's not necessary if you're on a trusted network at home or work. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Let's look out there with TransSky, looking over at I-10 at Callahan. Okay, a few more vehicles on the roadway this morning, but still pretty quiet.
Stephen will join us coming up in about 12 minutes or so. Sarah Spivey is here with more on our warming trend. We started talking about that yesterday in earnest, and it was a beautiful day yesterday, but today it gets even better, doesn't it?
Oh my goodness, how do the 70s sound?
Yeah.
Great.
We're going to get up into the 70s today with plenty of sunshine, although I do have to say, soak up the sun today because tomorrow is going to be pretty cloudy. Now, out there right now, it is chilly. You need the jacket with you early this morning. It's 41 in San Antonio, 35 in Hondo, 46 in Kerrville. Generally, most of us above freezing with the exception of Carrizo Springs, which is at 32. It's 45 in Del Rio and 46 in Kerrville. Temperatures, though, some 5 to even 15 degrees above where they were this time yesterday. So our warming trend has already begun, even though it feels a little chilly out there this morning. And as we look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, partly cloudy skies this morning, even some patchy fog possible out there early this morning in the valleys of the hills outside, but generally temperatures are going to be warming up pretty quickly here with totally sunny skies in the afternoon. It'll be 64 around noon, and there's that beautiful high temperature today of 72 degrees in San Antonio. Elsewhere, we'll be seeing 71 in Uvalde, 69 in Kerrville, and 66 in Rock Springs. It'll be 75 in Gonzales, even close to 80 degrees down near Cotulla and Laredo today. 73 in Carrizo Springs. Now notice that the winds are generally calm at the moment, but today winds are going to pick up from the south and from the southeast. That's going to tap into that Gulf of Mexico moisture, and it's actually going to become breezier today. We could see wind gusts of up to 25 to 30 miles per hour. So if you've still got those Christmas inflatables up, you know that they're going to be blowing a little in the wind today. Again, wind gusts of up to 30 miles, 25, 30 miles per hour during the first part of of the day, up to about 20 miles per hour this afternoon before seeing winds calm down a little bit this evening. That is going to cause the dew points to rise. Right now, dew points are in the 30s. It's very dry outside, but with us bringing in that Gulf of Mexico moisture, by tonight, dew points are going to be in the 50s. And by tomorrow morning, dew points will be near 60 degrees, which is pretty muggy. So what does that mean for us? Well, it means that clouds are going to be on the way back. So early tomorrow morning in the overnight hours, we're going to see a return of overcast skies. And by the start of the morning tomorrow, it's going to be cloudy. It's going to be gray. It's going to even potentially be a little damp out there in spots with some patchy drizzle early tomorrow morning if you have to commute in the early hours tomorrow. And it'll be near 60 degrees for the low temperatures. So we're in the 30s right now, and tomorrow morning it'll be in the 60s in the morning hours. Then we'll see a fairly cloudy day tomorrow with some isolated rain possible, mainly east of San Antonio. The high temperature during the day tomorrow should be in the low 70s. So our chance for rain in San Antonio, other than that morning drizzle, only about 20%. Really, all of the storminess should be in parts of East Texas and into Louisiana. That's where we expect some potentially strong to severe storms in East Texas if you have friends or family traveling across Texas tomorrow. Now, looking ahead, again, that humidity will drop a little bit by the weekend, though, so it should feel pretty pleasant over the weekend. New Year's Eve weekend, Saturday and Sunday, cool mornings, comfortable afternoons in the mid-70s, and the humidity will be lower over the weekend. Tomorrow, you'll definitely feel the humidity out there.
Lower humidity over the weekend, though. That's good.
Yeah, it's going to be really wonderful to ring in 2023.
Yes, and 70s will be a nice break.
It will.
Thanks, Sarah.
451, 40 degrees.
And it's 362 days until Christmas. Up next, why Mariah Carey continues to celebrate her Christmas classic. Plus, several other music stars get ready to ring in the new year.
And we've got all your lottery numbers, including an update on Mega here. And I've got their jackpot for you, Steph. Right now, we're looking at pick 3, 953, Fireball 1, Daily 4, 9714, Fireball 8.
Cash 5, 7, 12, 15, 18, 27. And your Mega Millions, 9, 13, 36, 59, 61, Mega Ball 11, Mega Flyer 2, and Mega Million, what, 640 million?
Yeah, for Friday's drawing. Nobody won, so it's up to 640.
A lot of money.
Music stars get ready to ring in the new year, and it's still Christmas time on the Billboard charts.
For latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
Black Talk, big T-shirt, Billy. In just a few days, you'll see Armani White cap off an incredible year. The rapper dominated TikTok and radio with the single Billie Eilish. And Saturday night, he'll take the stage for Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest. I caught up with him at rehearsals, and he tells me this is a big deal.
I think anybody with a TV in their house grew up watching New Year's Rockin' Eve. I definitely grew up watching New Year's Rockin' Eve for sure.
So what does it mean to you then to be on something like that?
Being on, these are the moments that, my mom doesn't really understand my career, so this is, those type of moments where I get to be like, see, look, I'm doing it.
Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest airs Saturday night on ABC. Mariah Carey might not want a lot for Christmas, but what she got this year was several weeks at #1 for her 1994 classic, All I Want for Christmas Is You. It just topped the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart for a third week in a row, and it extends Carey's record as the artist with the most weeks atop the chart, which now stands at 90. New to watch today, Disney's instant animated classic Encanto comes to life on stage. The cast performing the songs from the movie in Encanto at the Hollywood Bowl, streaming now on Disney+. Disney's the parent company of ABC News. And Oscar-winning actor Denzel Washington with a birthday today, he's 68. While Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony winner John Legend is 44. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Steph gets new boots for Christmas. I say I'll try them, and my microphone opens during the story. They're beautiful, though.
Everybody knows. Thank you.
Black cowboy boots. They're gorgeous. 456, 40 degrees.
And still ahead, how President Biden and lawmakers on Capitol Hill are promising to hold airlines accountable amid the chaos going on in airports across the country this morning.
Plus, what we know about an 8-year-old girl that was killed in a suspected drunk driving car crash nearly a week ago here in San Antonio.
And ahead on GMSA at 6, the pandemic affected just about every part of our lives and our kids' education. With testing scores at an all-time low, how you can keep your kids' mind moving during the holiday break.
And taking a look at TransGuide right now, one of my favorite shots. It's the fine silver curve and part of the skyline in downtown San Antonio, 10 at the Y. Steven is in the studio chilling. We're going to get him busy coming up after the break.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Another day of flight cancellations and customer frustrations for Southwest Airlines. I'm ABC's Justin Finch with the CEO's new message and details on why the airline is coming under federal investigation.
And our local weather is not a problem or an excuse today. Beautiful start to our day, down to about 40 degrees, but Sarah Spivey says an even better warm-up is on tap for today. And good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, December 28th.
Thanks for joining us. Yes. Hope you've had a good week so far. I did like the cold weather for a moment.
Right.
But I'm ready for the sunshine and the 70s.
I think we all are, and Sarah Spivey has more good news about that.
I do. We're going to be sunny today and temperatures will be in the 70s, but soak it up because we do expect some clouds tomorrow. Now, as we take a look outside right now, it is warmer than yesterday morning, but still chilly, so you need that jacket with you. 41 degrees in San Antonio, 42 in Bulverde, 45 in Bernie. It's 47 in Comfort, and you can see Port SA close to freezing, but I think the vast majority of us are going to stay above freezing this morning. Now, as we look ahead to the remainder of the day today, 36 around 7 o'clock. So I do think temperatures are going to dip briefly before we see the sunrise. But then by noon, we'll already be in the 60s. And the afternoon high temperature today should actually say 72 right there. I need to fix that. It should say 72. It's going to be windy with gusts up to 25 miles per hour from the south. Soak up that sun. Chilly this morning, but in the afternoon, nice and comfortable in the 70s. Tomorrow, though, we are expecting cloudy skies with some fog and drizzle in the morning, and it will be noticeably humid. But by New Year's Eve weekend, great weather to start 2023. I'll give you these details coming up in just a bit.
Well, it is a chill day out on the roadways, as Mark was alluding to before we went to commercial break. There's his favorite shot at 10 at the Y, but let's get a quick look around town because there's not really any trouble out there this early in the morning. But let's get you on that camera rotation there at 10 at Callahan. Really not a lot of traffic, and that's always expected. But when it's a holiday, we can really expect the roads to be extra quiet this morning. So perfect opportunity to get some tranquility if that's what you're looking for. Just head out for a quick little drive around town. But let's get you to the map. So a lot of green is what we can expect at this hour. And again, we're sitting at 5:02. No problems to report, at least for now, but we're going to keep a close eye on things. If your travels are going to take you right here to the Alamo City, well, it's still pretty green from Seguin on I-10 westbound. 30 minutes to the Alamo City, but keep in mind, we do sometimes have road construction out there that's been ongoing for quite a while. 33 minutes for our friends down in Lavernia in those northbound lanes of 87. And for our friends in Floresville, 28 minutes to the Alamo City. But back here on that rotation on TransGuide 410 at Harry Wurzbach. Again, not a lot to show you this early in the morning, but we'll be keeping a close eye on things and have updates on road closures as we head into the new year. Mark, Steph?
See you again in a bit, Stephen. Thank you. New this morning, a man shot in the chest while trying to sell some shoes overnight. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says it happened just after midnight in West Bexar County in the 15,000 block of Bob White Quail. BCSO says a man in his 30s was trying to sell some shoes when a suspect shot him in the chest in front of a house. The suspect got away, and there is no word on a description. Victim was taken to a hospital. There's no word yet on his condition. The battle over Title 42 temporarily on hold.
Supreme Court making a ruling to keep the policy that limits asylum seekers in place for now. Our Sarah Costa joins us live in the studio to break down that ruling. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Stephanie. And as of now, this move means immigrants at the border will continue to not be able to seek asylum. In that major decision in a 5-4 ruling, the Supreme Court now blocking lifting Title 42, the Trump-era policy put in place during the pandemic to prevent immigrants at the border from seeking asylum. The next decision now awaits until February, where it will decide the long-term future of Title 42 and whether it stays in place. It's estimated that as many as 18,000 migrants could enter the country each day if Title 42 was lifted. That's according to Homeland Security officials. Now, Homeland Security warning that 18,000 migrants could cross that border every day. In El Paso, migrants are sleeping in the streets, enduring the cold, some sleeping under wet blankets.
If they continue to get in without being undetected, we're going to continue to have this population grow within our community. And so that is concerning.
DHS also releasing a statement saying, quote, "We will continue to manage the border, but we do so within the constraints of a decades-old immigration system that everyone agrees is broken. We need Congress to pass the comprehensive immigration reform legislation President Biden proposed the day he took office." End quote. In a statement earlier, the president also saying his administration will prepare the court's review and called for Congress to pass broader immigration reform. Mark and Stephanie.
Thank you, Sarah. The discussion about the end of Title 42 has been making the rounds since earlier this year. We have a breakdown of what this would mean for South Texas as part of our KSAT Explained series. To watch that episode, just scan the QR code on your screen right now and look for the article. You can also find it at ksat.com.
The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office has now identified an 8-year-old girl killed in a suspected drunk driving crash nearly a week ago. Now been identified by the office's Nicole Vidalis. The crash happened last Thursday on General McMullen Drive near West Commerce. San Antonio police say Vidalis was a passenger in the backseat of a Dodge Journey that lost control. It hit a fire hydrant and then another vehicle, then crashed into a pole. Vidalis was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver was arrested for intoxication manslaughter. This morning, the head of Southwest Airlines is pledging to make things right for customers left stranded and inconvenienced after days of flight cancellations and delays.
In all, here in San Antonio, more than 40 departures are canceled today, as well as more than 20 arrivals. ABC's Justin Finch reports shows us how the passengers are dealing with the problems.
Growing frustration and anger at the nation's airports.
The Christmas was just ruined. This was the worst Christmas ever.
Stressed and stranded Southwest passengers fuming after the airline canceled more than 2,500 flights Tuesday, following thousands more earlier this week. Southwest blaming that massive holiday storm for its service cuts and rocky recovery.
The app on our phone said that our flight had been canceled.
Southwest passenger Kaylin O'Connor says her Monday flight to Pensacola was canceled, and the earliest she could rebook was Thursday. So she chose to drive 16 hours from Kansas City, Missouri.
Hopefully they will reimburse us.
Southwest CEO Bob Jordan apologizing, saying the airline's point-to-point operating system, which relies on a network of direct flights, is especially vulnerable to challenges like severe weather, making for a slower rebound than their competitors.
We're doing everything we can to return to a normal operation. And please also hear that I'm truly sorry.
Jordan says Southwest will significantly reduce flights over the coming days in hopes of being back on track before next week. Southwest Airlines Pilots Union says the carrier's outdated IT system is leaving stranded customers on hold for hours.
They're using processes and IT from the 1990s when we were an airline less than a quarter of the size.
The Southwest fallout prompting a U.S. Department of Transportation investigation.
Well, what we're seeing is something that is beyond what can be attributed to the weather. The bottom line is this is just not an acceptable level of service.
And the Senate Commerce Committee echoing calls for accountability from Southwest, pressing the airline to provide significant monetary compensation to not only cover passengers' tickets, but also hotels, meals, and transportation. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
508, 40 degrees.
And more bans for TikTok. Why the U.S. House of Representatives say it is not allowing the app on government-managed devices.
Lots of people rely on home health care to stay healthy and keep their independence, but a lack of funds is leading to a worker shortage. How advocates are trying to get more money for these critical health care providers.
And let's look out there with a live cam. We're starting at 40 degrees. Not too bad. Not as cold as it has been in the morning. We'll be right back.
Just about 12 minutes past the hour. There's a crisis when it comes to home health care workers. Those in the industry say many caregivers can't afford to stay on the job.
The shortage of workers leaves those most vulnerable in a desperate situation. And right now, the state's pay rate has stayed the same despite the rising cost of inflation. Texas Health and Human Services pays caregivers $8.11 an hour.
That's right. And that lack of workers is willing to put the... Let's see that. The lack of workers willing to put in the time is a big problem for people who depend on home care worker in order to have some independence in their lives.
If I don't have caregivers, then I can't be active. I can't be employed because I need stability to get up out of bed and to get there. And if nobody's showing up or nobody's here, then how do I do those things?
That's why many home care advocates will be pushing Texas lawmakers to double the pay to $16 during the next legislative session. That is an estimated $2 billion.
15 other long-term services and support programs would benefit from a pay raise, including those in therapy services. Experts say long-term, the raise would be cheaper for taxpayers to keep people at home with home care than pay for them to be in nursing facilities.
And time now is 5:12 and 40 degrees for now.
Why some claim the Apple Watch is ineffective at giving accurate blood oxygen levels for some people.
Also next, why the IRS is delaying tax reporting for apps like Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App.
I'm at this wing joint telling people that Geico has been offering savings for over 85 years. That's longer than the Buffalo Wing's been around.
Dozen wings.
And did you know that Geico offers motorcycle insurance? Oh, my lips are burning. Now my lips are actually burning.
Geico. Over 85 years of savings and service. See how much you could save at geico.com.
It's too hot. This is too hot, mate.
A dental tool is round for a reason. So is an Oral-B. Round cleans better by surrounding each tooth. So clean, you'll feel like you just left the dentist.
What you waiting for?
Oral-B. Brush like a pro.
Come and get it.
Welcome back. 5:16. A new class action lawsuit involves the Apple Watch's blood oxygen sensor. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the U.S. House is banning TikTok. A new rule says the popular app cannot be downloaded on any device issued by the House of Representatives because it poses a security risk. That concern stems from TikTok being owned by a Chinese company. Apple is facing a class action lawsuit that claims racial bias stemming from the blood oxygen reader in the Apple Watch. A New York man who filed the suit is citing research that found the technology to be inaccurate when used on darker skin tones. Apple did not immediately respond. And some temporary relief for those who depend on digital payments for business. The IRS is delaying by 1 year a tax code change that calls for the mandatory declaration of any transaction over $600. The change was supposed to take effect this tax season. And when it comes to taxes, sometimes it can be a cruel world. Those are your Tech Bites.
It's trying.
I was trying to understand that.
Did I miss that one? It went over all of our heads. Okay, good. All right, we're not alone. All right, let's check on traffic at 5:17.
Yeah, not a lot going on here, guys. Let's get a quick look around town. It's been a quiet start these last few mornings, and no one is going to complain about that. Just check out some of these shots from TransGuide 10 at the Y. You can see traffic's moving along, I should say, just fine. But still, you have to be on the lookout because although we are seeing a lot of green out there, meaning some quiet roadways, we do also have some road closures to be on the lookout for, especially as we get closer to 2023. Here off Loop 1604 on the northeast side of San Antonio, there will be striping and barrier work that will take place. This does start Tuesday, January 3rd, so we're about maybe 6 days out before this begins, but just plan ahead. This will wrap up on Saturday, January 7th. It is overnight, 9 in the evening to 5 in the morning. That's when we'll see alternating lane closures on Loop 1604 eastbound from Nacogdoches Road to I-35. And I know that's a lot of information, but if you're at home, grab your phones and scan this QR code that is now on your screen. That will take you to our KSAT traffic page. It has a full list of all the current closures that are taking place right now. So just plan that commute ahead of time. Sarah Spivey.
Yeah, thanks, Stephen. You know what? We are going to be having a beautiful sunny day here in San Antonio. Across the nation, though, it's a little bit of a different story out to the west. You can see that there's quite a bit of snow going on across parts of the Rockies and Colorado, and even a lot of rain for the desert Southwest. This is a low pressure system that may be impacting some flights and things like that, so just check in with your airline. Of course, we know there's issues with Southwest as it is, but as we look ahead, this is not really going to be bringing us all that much rain. In fact, we really only have a chance for some drizzle in the morning tomorrow with an isolated shower east of San Antonio. I'll show you that future cast here in a bit, and then only about a 10% chance for a stray shower on Friday. So unfortunately, no big rainmakers for us in the next couple of days. Right now, it's 41 degrees outside in San Antonio. We're currently dealing with clear skies, and those clear skies are going to turn into sunny skies as soon as that sun rises. Temperatures this morning above freezing for most of us. It's 42 in Bulverde, 41 in New Braunfels, 35 Rio Medina, 36 in Castroville, 44 in Kerrville. Kerrville was in the 20s yesterday morning, 40 in Seguin, and 39 in Gonzales. Now, as we look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, some areas of fog could develop just within the next hour or so. It'll be very patchy. What we do expect, though, is a quick warm-up as soon as we see the sunrise. By 10, we're going to be at 52 degrees, noon 64, and in the afternoon 72 for the high temperature. Mostly sunny skies for us. Now, here's the thing. The average temperature this time of year is 63, so we're going to be about 10 degrees above the average. That is an impressive swing in temperatures considering how cold we were on Friday morning around San Antonio. It'll be 75 at Stinson, 73 in Seguin, 71 in Hondo, 71 in Bandera, upper 60s in Kerrville and Comfort. We are also going to have pretty windy conditions today. It'll be breezy with wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour possible from the south. Now, those winds are going to really funnel in some Gulf of Mexico moisture. Take a look at dew points right now. Dew points down near Corpus Christi, Laredo are higher in the 40s. Watch what happens over the next day or so. We quickly see our dew points rise. By tomorrow morning, dew points are going to be near 60 degrees. Once those dew points get into the 60s, that's when you can start to feel the mugginess in the air. So not only are you going to be able to feel a little mugginess tomorrow, the clouds are going to be back, and the clouds are going to stick around for most of the day tomorrow. We're going to have clouds overnight develop around San Antonio early tomorrow morning, near 60 with some fog and drizzle out there. And even east of San Antonio, we could see an isolated shower from Seguin to Gonzales to Hallettsville. That's possible during the afternoon tomorrow. Although in San Antonio, any dampness will probably be confined to the morning hours with that drizzle. Then a high temperature in the 70s early tomorrow afternoon around San Antonio. But off to the east, East Texas, across parts of East Texas, we'll have some storminess tomorrow night. So if you have travel plans across the state of Texas, know that that is possible. Then the good news is we see the humidity come down by the weekend, and so it's going to be pretty nice as we ring in the new year. Highs will be in the 70s, morning lows will be in the 50s as we ring in 2023. I'm hoping for some more rain next year, guys. That's my big wish.
That would be on our list for sure. I can't tell you how nice that forecast looks for a lot of folks that have felt like a deep freeze around here lately.
Yeah, my goodness. Yeah, nice thaw on our way.
Indeed.
Like that. Thank you, Sarah.
522, 40 degrees on your Wednesday.
And up next, why Terminator director James Cameron is rethinking guns in his movies, plus why Rian Johnson hates the name of his new Knives Out movie.
Lotto numbers once again, pick 3, 953, Fireball 1, Daily 4, 9714, Fireball 8.
Cash 5, 7, 12, 15, 18, 27. Mega Millions 9, 13, 36, 59, 61. Mega Ball 11. Mega Plier 2. What was the number again? 640 million. Okay, good luck.
Well, the film director who turned Arnold Schwarzenegger into the Terminator appears to be backing away from some on-screen violence.
CNN's David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
Just breathe. Breathe.
James Cameron says he cut about 10 minutes of gunplay action from Avatar: The Way of Water. The filmmaker, who rose to fame with such films as The Terminator and True Lies, tells Esquire Middle East, "I don't know if I would want to make that film now. I don't know if I would want to fetishize the gun in our current world."
If anyone can name the killer, that person wins our game. Any questions?
Rian Johnson has a complaint about his film Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, specifically that title. The writer-director tells The Atlantic he wanted to call the sequel simply Glass Onion. "I've tried hard to make them self-contained," he told the magazine, noting that with any mystery series, it's a new novel off the shelf every time.
What did I do to deserve all this? A roof over my head and a band that don't miss.
Zach Bryan thinks concert ticket prices are too high, and he's making his point quite plainly. The rising country star's latest album is titled All My Homies Hate Ticketmaster, live at Red Rocks. On Instagram, Bryan vowed to make tickets to his shows as cheap as possible and railed against huge monopolies stealing money from working-class people. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
526, 40 degrees.
2,600 more flights are being canceled today nationwide. Nearly all of them are Southwest Airlines flights. Why Southwest is having such a tough time keeping up and how the issue is affecting passengers here in San Antonio.
Plus, enjoy those lower gas prices right now. Why prediction by Gas Money has prices going back up over the next few months.
And ahead on GMSA at 6, a heroic rescue during the deadly blizzard over Christmas weekend. How one woman was able to save a stranger from the snow.
From what I can tell, Southwest is unable to locate even where their own crews are, let alone their own passengers, let alone baggage.
Is it that bad? Yes, it is that bad. More big problems at airports today, especially for Southwest Airlines. The CEO apologizing. And what is next for thousands of passengers stranded at airports just about everywhere across the U.S.?
Good morning, I'm Max Mass, and we have the latest on an overnight situation. A man stabbed in the neck and in the face. Where he was found, how it all happened, and how he's still lucky to be alive.
And let's look out there with live cam starting nice in the 40s. A walk in the park compared to, what was it, last Friday? That was a very cold morning.
Yes, it was. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, December 28th.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you've had a good week so far. We are excited about the 70s.
I am so excited. Let me tell you, I definitely need to soak up the sun today too, get a little tan maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's going to be cloudy tomorrow. So, yeah, the clouds are going to come back in fashion tomorrow, and we'll even see some drizzle. But let's go ahead and take a look at the day today. Temperatures are going to be warming up. It's 41 degrees in San Antonio right now, though. 35 in Pleasanton, 44 in Kerrville, 45 in Del Rio, 42 in Cotulla. This is as cold as we're going to get today, and even when we compare this to how we started off the morning yesterday, it's a lot warmer out there than it was yesterday morning. About 5 to 10 degrees warmer around San Antonio, but especially in the hill country. Take a look at that. 18 degrees warmer in Kerrville this morning and in Fredericksburg this morning than what it was yesterday when we were in the 20s up in the hill country. All right, taking a look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast. Temperatures are going to warm up pretty nicely. We'll be near 72 degrees this afternoon, and winds are going to pick up from the south. Again, I teased it. There are going to be more clouds tomorrow, though, too, so soak up the sun when you can. For now, though, let's go ahead and take a look with your traffic authority, Stephen Cavazos. Stephen, what are the roads doing right now?
Well, not a whole lot over here, Sarah Spivey. Thank you. 281 at Grayson. There's Jones-Maltzberger. Not really a lot of show drivers this early in the morning, which is great, meaning that they could take advantage of the empty roadways. If you have to travel anywhere at this point, now would be the perfect time to do it. We'll likely see some slowdowns, but that won't be as bad as what we would see on any normal day, and that's because school is still out for a lot of kiddos, and we know that some folks don't even have to head to work today. They can enjoy us from the comfort of their living room without having to get out of their cozy socks. But let's get a look at the map, because lots of green out there, so of course that's what we're going to see for a little while longer, but just make sure you know what to expect when you're traveling in, at least for those travel times. That journey from Bernie on I-10, it looks like those eastbound lanes, you can expect about 24 minutes right now to the downtown area, 27 minutes on 281 southbound from Bulverde. Right now, I-35 southbound from New Braunfels is a 25-minute drive time. But back here on TransGuide, here in town, things have just been quiet all morning long. We know that there are still some road closures, and in fact, we're going to keep you updated on that, but also more gas prices. What are those looking like today, especially if you have to travel back anywhere for the holidays? We'll keep you updated in the next few minutes. Mark, Steph?
Stephen, thank you. New this morning, one man's in serious condition after an overnight stabbing, and police say where they found him was not where the crime unfolded.
Max Massey joins us live from near downtown. And Max, what do you know so far this morning?
Good morning, guys. There's still a lot of questions we're waiting to get answers to, but what we can tell you is that this man was found walking out of a QT bathroom with stab wounds to his face and to his neck. So take a look. This is the QT that the man was found at. Now, this QT is in the 300 block of San Pedro, and this all unfolded around 10 o'clock last night. The sergeant on the scene telling us a man in his 50s walked into a QT, tried to clean himself up after being stabbed in the face and in the neck. Now, that man walked out of the restroom, and that's when he started to lose consciousness. Coincidentally, and frankly, luckily for this man, an Arcadian EMS ambulance was in the parking lot. Now, those in the ambulance were able to help him out. He was then transported to BAMC at last check in serious condition. And we're told he was in shock. He was not able to give any information to police at the time. Investigators, though, they were able to find a blood trail that actually led from the QT across the highway to Quincy Street, and that's where investigators believe this attack might have happened. Right now, though, San Antonio police still working, still investigating, trying to figure out where exactly this happened, why, and who was responsible. Mark, Stephanie?
All right, Max, thank you. The chaos at airports across the country continues right now, with FlightAware reporting more than 4,000 flight cancellations today. Most of those flights occurring with Southwest Airlines.
San Antonio International Airport has not been spared from the disaster. And Sarah Costa joins us live in the studio with the latest numbers on those cancellations.
This is a complete disaster. People are spending hours on the phone trying to rebook. There's now a shortage of rental cars, and also there's lost baggage across the country. And the majority of these cancellations started because of that major winter storm, but Southwest system essentially crashing added to the chaos. So stressed and stranded Southwest passengers fuming after the airline canceled more than 2,500 flights Tuesday, following thousands more earlier this week. Southwest CEO Bob Jordan apologizing, saying the airline's point-to-point operating system, which relies on a network of direct flights, is especially vulnerable to challenges like severe weather, making for a slower rebound than its competitors. So Jordan says Southwest will significantly reduce flights over the coming days in hopes of being back on track before next week. Southwest Airlines Pilots Union says the carrier's outdated system is leaving stranded customers on hold for hours. The Southwest fallout prompting a U.S. Department of Transportation investigation. But let's take a look at our local flights. At last check, I counted 45 departing flights have been canceled today so far at the San Antonio International Airport, with 27 arriving flights also being canceled. Now, all of those canceled flights are Southwest flights, other than 3 of them being from American and Frontier Airlines. And some stranded travelers say they likely won't get to their final destinations until after the New Year. So therefore, many passengers opting to rent cars and drive to their destinations, which has also put a strain on the number of rental cars available across the country. Mark and Steph.
Thank you, Sarah. We have an active silver alert this morning for a man last seen in the Clear Lake area southeast of Houston by League City. Now, right now, police are looking for 85-year-old Hubert Fox, who was last seen at 5 o'clock yesterday. He's about 6'2", bald, has blue eyes, and police say he was wearing a navy blue blazer, blue jeans, and black shoes. He was last seen driving a gray 2003 Dodge Dakota with Texas license plate MXS 1292 with duct tape on the driver's side of the window and missing front grille. If you know anything that can help police find this man, you are asked to call Lakeview Police, and that number is on your screen right now, 281-326-5900.
The long-awaited release of former President Donald Trump's tax returns is scheduled for Friday morning. They'll be placed into the congressional record, at which time they officially become public. The House Ways and Means Committee has had the records for some time, but it was not clear whether they would be released. Many Republicans argued they should remain private. Trump was the only president since Gerald Ford not to voluntarily release his tax records.
President Joe Biden is in St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands to enjoy some downtime and warmer weather and to ring in the new year with family. St. Croix is a place that's very familiar to the president. He's been vacationing on the island at least since he was vice president. The visit this week is Biden's first as president. Biden will remain on the island through January 2nd. And the Bidens were joined by their daughter Ashley and her husband, as well as grandchildren Natalie and Hunter, whose father was the president's late son, Beau.
538, 40 degrees.
And still ahead, while gas prices seem to be going down right now, why some analysts think it could be back up to an average of $4 per gallon nationwide by May.
Plus how a new kind of label on food is helping make people make smarter choices when it comes to eating red meat.
And taking a look out there with live cam starting at 40 degrees, but looking forward to the 70s this afternoon. We'll be right back. And welcome back. It's 5:41. In your morning consumer headlines, a new study suggests adding climate impact information to menus may encourage people to eat what are considered by some to be more climate-friendly foods. So more than 5,000 adults participated in randomized clinical trials where researchers asked them to pick an item from one of 3 menus. 2 of the menus had high climate impact labels, and researchers found people were more likely to opt for a more sustainable meal. They say red warning labels were most effective in making a decision.
Gas prices have been going down. Some places around San Antonio as low as $2.28 a gallon, but don't get used to it. According to Gas Buddy, the price of the pump could rise to $4 a gallon again by May. The prediction is based on the higher cost to produce summer-grade gasolines. Plus, more Americans hitting the road in the warmer months. However, Gas Buddy admits there's still a lot of uncertainty in fuel prices, and accurate predictions are challenging.
Let's keep it where it's at now.
Let's not even talk about it till then. How about that?
I agree. Time now, 5:42 and 40 degrees for now.
Ready to start off the new year with a new pet? Of course you are. The Animal Defense League next coming up with one that needs a new home this morning.
And a quick look out there with TransSky looking over at I-37 at Houston. Things are moving right now, but we're going to get an update with our Stephen Cavazos very soon.
Here we have this little baby, kind of on the shy side. Nadia's here from the Animal Defense League. And who is this little one?
So this is Ghost. He's 1 year old and he's a little shepherd mix. And as like you can see, he has beautiful, different eye-colored eyes.
Brown eye and one blue eye there. And yeah, he's a little skittish, so it may take some getting used to. Perhaps not the best for a bunch of little kids, but he would make a great walking partner, great jogging partner. Short coat, easy to take care of.
Yes. So this little guy was actually found, Mike, roaming in an apartment complex. So this is going to be a great reminder for the holiday as New Year's Eve comes about to make sure your pets are microchipped, make sure that you keep them safe in a quiet space so that they don't run away and get lost.
Yes, indeed. And if you would like to adopt him, you can head on over to the Animal Defense League. They're also looking for volunteers and fosters, too. So if you'd like more information about that, head on over there, main campus at Nacogdoches, the Paul Jolly Center across from the zoo, or the PetSmart on Four Winds. Go to the website, adltexas.org. Happy New Year, dear.
Yes, Happy New Year.
And time now is 5:46. Things look okay so far out there with TransSky. Let's go ahead and check back with our Stephen Cavazos.
Well, my job has been easy for the last 2 days or so, but still be careful out there. Obviously, the roads are quiet right now, but we're going to see more folks maybe traveling into the Alamo City within the next few minutes. But right now, it's just been pretty much a ghost town there at 410 at San Pedro. Just take a look. Traffic's moving without any trouble, and that's still the trend here on our map. Tons of green out there, but we know that because a lot of folks are going to be hitting the roadways today, especially with all that mess with Southwest. Let's check out some of those gas prices, because unfortunately, some people are going to have to hit the roads unexpectedly. Right now, as of today, the average gas price in Bexar County is $2.58. Around the state, we're looking at $2.70. And around the country, it's $3.13. And again, we can probably expect to see a little bit more traffic, at least around the state, with some of the folks maybe trying to find alternative ways home as opposed to maybe flying right now. But if you're going to be traveling into San Antonio, good news is the roads are clear right now. So hopefully that trend will continue for the next hour or two.
Yeah, I know my brother-in-law and sister-in-law are stranded in Durham because of all of this that's happening. Thankfully, they were able to rent a car.
Yeah, right. And that's been a big challenge for a lot of people.
Rental cars are hot commodities right now. And
yes,
it's difficult
they are.
To find.
And there are a lot of folks that have travel plans in coming days. You mean for New Year's, they already have anxiety watching all this play out on the news. So it's a tough situation all around. Hey, changing the subject. Yes. You didn't have to wait till New Year's Eve for a fireworks show. Mother Nature put on a display last night.
Last night, because we had cirrus clouds in place, the sunset was gorgeous. Take a look at this picture sent in to us through our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app from Skywatcher. This is over at Woodlawn Lake. Absolutely gorgeous. So cirrus clouds are made out of ice crystals. They really reflect the light very nicely. And so anytime we have those wispy cirrus clouds out there, and especially in wintertime when the sun angle is lower, we get really beautiful sunsets. And you know, the sun is going to rise around 7:27 this morning. We have some cirrus clouds out there. We'll see if the sunrise is just as beautiful as last night's sunset, although I doubt it. It's 41 degrees outside right now, 41 in New Braunfels, 44 in Kerrville, 34 in Hondo, 37 in Uvalde. Generally, most of us above freezing at the moment. And as we look at how much temperatures have increased just in the last 24 hours, we're already starting off some 20 degrees warmer across the hill country, even though it's chilly and you need that jacket. And looking at the forecast for the day today, it is going to be gorgeous. We'll be in the 30s briefly, but as soon as we see the sunrise, we'll be in the mid-40s by 9, 50s by 10, right around noon, 64 degrees. And winds today are going to pick up from the south at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. This afternoon will be at 72 for the high. A gorgeous day for us, especially after that cold snap we experienced over the weekend and late last week. 71 will be the high in Uvalde. It'll be 77 in Cotulla, 75 in Gonzales, 69 in Kerrville, 66 in Rock Springs, 69 in Del Rio, and in the low 70s up 35 toward Austin. All right, winds right now are generally light from the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Throughout the day, though, today, we're going to see those winds pick up. Those winds are going to grab that Gulf of Mexico moisture and stream it into south central Texas. We could see wind gusts today of 25 miles per hour into the afternoon, 20 to 25 mile per hour winds from the south, from the southeast. So a bit of a breeze too. Those Christmas decorations, if they're still up, going to be swaying outside. And you'll notice by tomorrow morning, it will be noticeably muggy out there. Today, here's what's going to happen to the dew points because those winds are from the south. By the afternoon, dew points will be in the 40s. You know, I've seen a lot of people need a lot of chapstick over the last couple of days because it's been so dry. That's not going to be the case later on this afternoon. And then tonight, dew points will start to get into the upper 50s. What is that going to mean for our weather tomorrow? Well, we'll start off the day tomorrow with cloud cover. It's going to be a pretty cloudy day with some fog and drizzle even to start the day during the morning commute tomorrow. So keep that in mind. I know Stephen will be keeping an eye on the roads for any of that drizzle. And then an isolated shower is possible east of San Antonio tomorrow. High temperatures tomorrow should be in the 70s. And as for any travel plans across the state of Texas, East Texas should experience some storms tomorrow in the evening and potentially overnight hours as well. Some of those could be strong or severe. But here in San Antonio, only a 20% chance for an isolated shower during the day tomorrow. Really, that fog and drizzle is going to be the big story and how noticeably humid it will be. But very quickly, we see the humidity come back down. By the weekend, it's going to be gorgeous. Temperatures are going to start off chilly, but it'll be comfortable in the afternoons with highs in the mid to upper 70s, guys.
Really like that. We have an old house, so when it's cold, it's really cold, and when it's hot, it's really hot.
Oh my goodness.
So this will be a nice little break.
Nice little break for your AC too. You won't really, you can swing open the windows on over the weekend.
Yes, it'll be nice. Thanks, Sarah.
551, 40 degrees.
A new documentary set in the South American jungle looks at wildlife conservation, trauma, and mental health. We have a special first look next.
Lottery numbers, pick 3, 953, Fireball 1, daily 4, 9714, Fireball 8.
Cash 5, 7, 12, 15, 18, 27. Looking over at Mega Millions, 9, 13, 36, 59, 61, Mega Ball 11, Mega Plier 2, Jackpot 640 million.
Hey there, good morning. Coming up on GMA, a major airline in crisis this morning. Southwest being condemned on all sides for a full-scale meltdown, canceling thousands of flights, leaving passengers stranded. The airline facing a federal investigation now. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg will be live only on GMA this morning with the latest on the flight fiasco and what the government plans to do about it. Also, the latest on the murders of 4 University of Idaho students. Authorities renewing their call for cooperation from ordinary citizens. Their message: you may have information that could crack the case, and you may have a piece of the puzzle. Please come forward. And how to get those incredible post-holiday bargains. The key words: liquidation stores. They are a deal hunter's dream. That's all coming up on GMA. We'll see you soon.
When I was in Afghanistan, I was medically discharged with PTSD. I felt that life wasn't worth living, and maybe I should just go when no one knows if I'm alive, no one knows if I'm dead.
Wildcat follows Harry Turner to the Peruvian rainforest, where he teamed up with then PhD candidate Samantha Zwicker on a remarkable project.
And then I met Sam. That's when my life really took a turn.
This is Keanu, our ocelot rescue. He will be reintroduced into the wild in a year and a half.
We started filming before the filmmakers were even there because I was walking in the jungle with a cat. You know, how crazy is this? I'm I've just left the military and I'm walking barefoot in the jungle with this incredible animal.
I don't think I ever saw it becoming part of a documentary, but I definitely, especially after what happened, felt that his story needed to be shared with the world in some way.
We started realizing a lot of the parallels between their own stories and why they had come to the rainforest and why they were doing the work that they were doing. We started looking at a lot of these bigger themes and how they're coping with trauma and the power of these wild places to help us heal.
We had this idea of like this beautiful concept of the jungle healing and all of these things.
I'm in the most beautiful place in the world, and I can't be happy.
It was like an emotional roller coaster, this film, and that's exactly what day-to-day life is like when you work in conservation and in wildlife rescue. This project with Keanu, it's like his redemption.
He's saving me and I'm saving him.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Ahead the next hour, GMSA, the pandemic affected just about every part of our lives and our kids' education. With test scores dropping, how can you keep kids' minds sharp during the winter break? Plus, one of the NFL's greats is hanging up his cleats. We'll look back at the career and legacy of former Houston Texans star J.J. Watt. And after the break, a remarkable rescue in the middle of a blizzard. How one woman was able to save a stranger on Christmas Eve. And back here at home, checking out the roads with TransGuide. I-10 in Callahan. We are seeing a few more cars on the road today. We've seen that just about every day this week as we've moved into midweek. You're watching GMSA.
Another day of flight cancellations and customer frustrations for Southwest Airlines. I'm ABC's Justin Finch with the CEO's new message and details on why the airline is coming under federal investigation.
Also this morning on GMSA, a stabbing at a gas station on San Pedro sends a man to the hospital. What police are saying now about any suspects.
And let's look out there with live cam. We've now dropped down to 39 degrees, but still not too bad considering what we faced last week.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It's Wednesday on your December 28th, and welcome back to my co-anchor, Stephanie Serna.
Thank you. It's good to be back. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Thanks for coming back, and good to see our Sarah Spivey as well.
Sarah is in for Mike this morning, and if you've been waiting for things to warm up, we'll be getting a little bit better every single day. We're kind of put the heat on layaway for a while. And
layaway, I like that.
Now it's
That's a good
finally
one.
returning.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to see highs today in the 70s. Beautiful day, plenty of sunshine out there. It is starting off chilly, though, just not as cold as it has been the last few mornings. Right now, it's 38 degrees in San Antonio, but it's in the 40s up in the hill country. 44 in Kerrville, 48 in Comfort, 36 in Hondo, 39 in Converse. Notice we're all above freezing in San Antonio today. Our first day in 6 days where the low will not be at or below freezing today. And it's going to be a gorgeous Wednesday. 64 at noon, 72 for the high temperature. One thing you'll notice, though, today is that winds will be from the south, breezy, too, from the south at about 10 to 15 with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. So that breeze will actually have an impact on our weather tomorrow in a big way. I'll tell you about that in a bit. Today, though, soak up the sun. Chilly this morning, but pleasant in the afternoon. Tomorrow, those clouds are back. It's going to be a pretty cloudy day tomorrow, and those winds, which are breezy today, are going to increase the humidity so that tomorrow morning there will be some fog and drizzle to contend with, and it will be noticeably humid. But by New Year's Eve weekend, a great weekend for us, a good start to 2023 as we ring in the new year. A lot of people hitting the roads, traveling back home. Let's check in with your traffic authority, Stephen Cavazos. How do the roads look now this morning, Stephen?
Just a wee bit busier, Sarah, as we get a look there at 410 at FM 78. Yeah, we can expect a lot more folks to be probably traveling due to some messy airline travel, but we know maybe right now the roads may be a better option, but still just take it easy. They're quiet right now, but as I mentioned, we are just seeing a little bit more traffic that's picking up there along 281 at Jones-Maltzberger, those north and southbound lanes. Not too bad, though, at US 90 at 36 compared to what we would see on a normal day. Getting you to the map, again, it's the same situation I showed you probably about the last few times. Just a lot of green out there, but we are keeping a close eye on things and keeping you updated in case anything pops up, especially this early in the morning. Let's get a look at those travel times, because right now, 28 minutes, on I-37 northbound if you're heading in from Pleasanton. Right now, we are looking about half an hour on US 90 eastbound from Castroville if you're heading into the downtown area, and 16 minutes at arrival from Lytle is what you can expect on I-35 northbound. All right, let's get one last look here at TransGuide. There's 35 north at Loop 410, where things have pretty much remained the same with just a little bit more activity out there, but we'll keep a close eye on things. And again, there are those road closures to be on the lookout for. We'll tell you where coming up in the next few minutes. Steph?
Thank you, Stephen. A top story that we have been following this morning, a man showing up at a gas station trying to clean himself up after being stabbed multiple times. EMS was called to the QT gas station on San Pedro near San Antonio College on the north side after the man walked out of a restroom and began to lose consciousness. He was taken to Sancy in serious condition. Police weren't able to get a description of that suspect. Our Max Massey is live at the scene, and we're going to hear from him coming up at 6:30.
The battle over Title 42 is temporarily on hold.
Supreme Court making a ruling to keep the policy that limits asylum seekers in place for now. Our Sarah Costa joins us live in the studio to break down that ruling. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Steph. Good morning, Mark. And this move means as of right now, immigrants at the border will continue to not be able to seek asylum. In that major decision in a 5-4 ruling, the Supreme Court now blocking lifting Title 42, the Trump era policy put in place during the pandemic to prevent migrants at the border from seeking asylum. The next decision now awaits until February, where it will decide the long-term future of Title 42 and whether it stays in place. It's estimated that as many as 18,000 migrants could enter the country each day if Title 42 was lifted. That's according to Homeland Security officials. In El Paso, migrants are sleeping in the streets, enduring the cold, some sleeping under wet blankets.
If they continue to get in without being undetected, we're going to continue to have this population grow within our community. And so that is concerning.
DHS also releasing a statement saying, quote, "We will continue to manage the border, but we will do so within the constraints of a decades-old immigration system that everyone agrees is broken. We need Congress to pass a comprehensive immigration reform legislation President Biden proposed the day he took office," end quote. And in a statement earlier, the president also saying his administration will prepare the court's review and called for Congress to pass broader immigration reform. Mark and Steph.
Thank you, Sarah. The discussion about the end of Title 42 has been making the rounds since earlier this year. We have a breakdown of what this would mean for South Texas as part of our KSAT Explained series. To watch that episode, you can scan this QR code on your screen right now and look for the article. You can also find it on our website at ksat.com.
The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office has now identified an 8-year-old girl that was killed in a suspected drunk driving crash about a week ago. The crash happened last Thursday on General McMullen near West Commerce. San Antonio police say Nicole Vidalis was a passenger in the backseat of a Dodge Journey that lost control. It hit a fire hydrant, then another vehicle, then crashed into a utility pole. Vidalis was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver was arrested for intoxication manslaughter.
Over 100 households in Kerr County affected by the boil order notice have been given an all clear. The Texas Water Utilities announced the order was lifted for people under the Westwood water system. However, the boil water notice is still in place for 6 other subdivisions. So here's a list of areas still under that notice. More than 1,500 homes are affected. The boil order was issued after high demand and line leaks that caused low water pressure. The order will be lifted after the leak is fixed and water samples are tested.
This morning, the head of Southwest Airlines is pledging to make things right for stranded customers after days of flight cancellations and delays.
As ABC's Justin Finch reports, the airline is blaming the holiday winter storm for forcing it to freeze service nationwide.
Growing frustration and anger at the nation's airports.
The Christmas was just ruined. This was the worst Christmas ever.
Stressed and stranded Southwest passengers fuming after the airline canceled more than 2,500 flights Tuesday, following thousands more earlier this week. Southwest blaming that massive holiday storm for its service cuts and rocky recovery.
The app on our phone said that our flight had been canceled.
Southwest passenger Kaylin O'Connor says her Monday flight to Pensacola was canceled, and the earliest she could rebook was Thursday. today. So she chose to drive 16 hours from Kansas City, Missouri.
Hopefully they will reimburse us.
Southwest CEO Bob Jordan apologizing, saying the airline's point-to-point operating system, which relies on a network of direct flights, is especially vulnerable to challenges like severe weather, making for a slower rebound than their competitors.
We're doing everything we can to return to a normal operation. And please also hear that I'm truly sorry.
Jordan says Southwest will significantly reduce flights over the coming days in hopes of being back on track before next week. Southwest Airlines Pilots Union says the carrier's outdated IT system is leaving stranded customers on hold for hours.
They're using processes and IT from the 1990s when we were an airline less than a quarter of the size.
The Southwest fallout prompting a U.S. Department of Transportation investigation.
Well, what we're seeing is something that is beyond what can be attributed to the weather. The bottom line is this is just not an acceptable level of service.
And the Senate Commerce Committee echoing calls for accountability from Southwest, pressing the airline to provide significant monetary compensation to not only cover passengers' tickets, but also hotels, meals, and transportation. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
609, 39 degrees.
And still to come on GMSA, a frustrating night for the San Antonio Spurs. Starts with Pop getting ejected and ends with the same fourth quarter struggles. We have the highlights and when they'll be back in the Alamo City. Plus,
this man is not about to die over here on 111. Y'all need to get this man some help.
a woman's call for help on Facebook Live after rescuing a man during a blizzard. We'll tell you how all of this unfolded next.
And here at home, we are now at 39 degrees, still not too bad, and expecting the 70s. Looking forward to it, actually. We'll be right back.